Hey guys, so today's video is going to be top 5 scariest unsolved murders.
If you like these top 5 style videos, let us know and let us know some ideas that we could do for them.
Yes. It's also a lot of fun to research all of this. Scariest. So number 5, the Atlas Vampire. In 1932, police found Lily Lindström, a prostitute in Stockholm, dead when her friend who lived on the floor below her reported her as missing. She was found with her skull crushed in and a blood-stained gravy ladle laid next to the bed. Her blood was almost completely drained and it was a very clean crime scene. Police determined that the murderer had used the ladle to drink her blood. She had been dead for around 3 days before she was found.
Ew.
I know, right? A lot of people believe that he must have put the blood in a container because blood makes you really ill. There's if you was to drink that much blood in one go, he would have either been sick everywhere, he would have spilt some or something if he was drinking it with a ladle. Weird.
Don't others also think that he didn't drink the blood at all because the murders were taking place on a witchcraft festival, weren't they? Where all witches joined together and worship the devil with sacrifice.
Some people even think that it was a real vampire and that there was...
Yeah, because there was no signs of blood drainage other than that.
No. Literally the only thing was where she was hit in the back of the head.
Number 4 is Little Jane Doe. In 1983, a female body with the head missing was found in an abandoned building in St. Louis. Police originally thought that it was the body of a sex worker, but the body turned out to be a little girl between the age of 8 and 11. She was being killed by strangulation. At the time, it was the only decapitation in the US that involved a person that young. The person in the killer still remains unidentified and she is simply known as Little Jane Doe. She was found by a few men who were looking for scrap metal in an abandoned building, and they lit a cigarette and saw the body in the basement of the house. But the case was reopened last year, 37 years after it.
And also, they have her the only thing she was in was a sweater. All they have is her sweater. Here we'd say a jumper, but...
Yeah, that was actually sent to a psychic in Florida, but it was never returned. So it was presumably lost in the mail. So a lot of people think that the psychic had a lot to do with it because it was a massive coincidence that their biggest piece of evidence that just got lost, and they just sent it in the mail.
But why would they just send it in the mail in the first place? I don't feel like that psychic has anything to do with it. Maybe the people who sent it did.
Maybe.
Because why would it just get lost in the mail? And why would a psychic keep it and not?
Yeah.
The psychic won't look.
Because we go to abandoned places a lot as well. She's been in that basement for 4 days.
Yeah, imagine just bumping into... Yeah, just walking in and just seeing a body on the floor. And especially a body in that gruesome state. That's not it's not like you're just walking in and seeing a homeless person, for instance, that had sadly passed away there. It's you're not going to walk in and think that is anything else but a murder.
Yeah, that'd be terrifying. You don't know how long they've been there.
Yeah,
they could have just be coming back.
You don't know if the murderer is still there.
Yeah.
So number 3. So a lot of people have probably heard of this. It's quite a widely known case, and it is infamous for a reason. The Black Dahlia case. Elizabeth Shaw, an aspiring actress. She was more famously known as Black Dahlia. She was murdered in Los Angeles, California in 1947. Her corpse was severed from the waist and her face had been slashed from side to side, creating a smiley face. The case is one of Los Angeles' most infamous unsolved murders. She now apparently haunts the Biltmore Hotel, as that was the last place she stayed.
Ooh.
Creepy. She's also linked to the Cecil Hotel.
Yes.
That was the last place she had a drink, I think, or one of the last places she was seen. So she's linked to there as well, which is quite scary. So the killers, the killer, well, they could have been multiple, who knows? But anyway, the killer had sent notes like multiple times. Like, it wasn't like he was like there was clues. There's been things like he sent the police directly notes, like, and they still haven't caught who it was. Him, her, like, they still haven't caught the culprit. They sent notes. It was in like a ransom style, like, so when they cut out
With like the
newspaper cuttings, yeah. The reason they didn't find anything on them is because everything had been like carefully cleaned with gasoline, including the body. When they found the body, it was cleaned with gasoline. That's how they knew that the notes weren't a joke.
One of her shoes and purse also found. They were in an alley though, quite far away, weren't they?
Yeah.
Were they also clean?
Yeah, they said that, I think it was a black pump or something, like a pump shoe, and her purse was found in an alley. I think it was like on top of bins, something.
Ew.
But yeah, they only found one shoe. There wasn't two shoes, there was just one.
Have they ever found another one?
I don't know, I don't think so. But yeah, that's we plan to go to the Biltmore. So
yeah, and if it's
yeah,
open.
we plan to go to the Cecil as well. If it's open in time. There's also a lot of murderers who've been there, including the Night Stalker Richard Ramirez, but we will get into that in another video.
Number 2, who put Bella in the witch elm? In 1943, 4 local boys were in Hollywood when they came across a long witch elm tree. When they climbed it to reach what they thought was a bird's nest, they discovered it was a human skull. When police investigated, it was revealed that the entire corpse had been stuffed in the hollowed out section of the trunk. And the corpse's mouth had been stuffed with tobacco, which is like a fabric commonly used in witchcraft, and was hidden along with the body on a gold wedding ring and a shoe. The murder is said to have occurred in 1941, and the cause of death was suffocation. And then strange graffiti started appearing in town soon after the murder, saying who put Bella in the witch elm.
Imagine just being in the forest, right, and just walking past a tree and you just see a dead body in a tree. A completely decomposed skeleton just staring at you.
Why would you say that? It's 1 a.m.
Just don't go into any forest. You're okay.
There's a forest at the bottom of the street.
Didn't they find like someone that they thought was doing the graffiti, but then they said it was completely unlinked?
What, the graffiti?
Yeah.
No, because it wasn't unrelated. I think it's unrelated if it like pops up now. But at that time, it wasn't. You couldn't rule it out as unrelated because not that much was known about it, like in the case. To the public, like the public had no idea what a witch was. If it was like only the murderer would have known that.
That's true. Or one of the boys that found it.
But I feel like they'd be a bit bad.
Yeah. So we are on to number 1. But before we tell you guys what we personally think is one of the scariest murder cases, we have some honourable mentions. So the first honourable mention, right? So in 2000, there was a battle for ownership over what people believed was a 2,600-year-old, like, mummified remains of a Persian princess. Well, it was soon discovered that it had only been 4 years since the body was buried. And it was then believed to be the body of a 21-year-old female murder victim. Her neck, her jaw, and her back was broken.
For second honourable mention, in 1982, someone went around to pharmacies in Chicago and replaced Tylenol pills in the bottles with cyanide pills. 7 people died from it, and we never found out who did it. Incidentally, this is actually the reason why we now have tamper-resistant packaging for medications.
Our third honourable mention. In 1965, the body parts of Fred and Edwina Rogers were found inside their refrigerator, wrapped neatly on the shelves. Police believe that their own son, Charles, committed the crime, but he has not been seen since the incident. So guys, just before we get into what we think is the top scariest unsolved murder, we just wanted to let you guys know that we have a suggestion box in our description.
So if you guys know haunted places that we could go or murder scenes that we could visit, then let us know that and we will put them on.
Yes, they go straight onto a form so we can see everyone's and keep track of all of them. On to number 1.
So our top scariest unsolved murder case is the case of Ellis Lamb. On January 31st, 2013, Elisa Lamb was reported missing. During the investigation into Lamb's disappearance, strange pictures was released from the last known site of her. A security video from one of the hotel's elevators. Guests began to complain about the water having a strange odour, dark colour, and odd taste, and the pressure being low. The water tanks on the roof were about 12 feet high, could only be entered from the top, and had heavy metal lids with no hinges. On February 19th, over 20 days later, they found Elisa Lamb's body floating face up in the water tank. Although there were no suspects and this was an accidental drowning, many people still suspect it to have been a murder with weird circumstances and think that it would have been impossible to do alone.
How would you be able to lift a big, heavy... These are big. You would have just seen the picture. Like, these are big, heavy lids with no hinges. You can't lift that by yourself. It would be difficult to lift off yourself in the first place. But she was found
as well.
Yeah, she was found inside with it closed.
And also the only was through alarmed fire exits. The only way that the alarm was
the fire alarms.
Yeah, like if there was a pump or
Yeah, the fire alarms for the door. It was like a key card or a code that only the hotel had access up there. Yeah. And the security footage video, that was it edited?
Yeah, there was 2 seconds of it.
Did you say 2 seconds?
Yeah.
Yeah. And because
so it's like that's too long since we like a little tiny skit. And also it was in 2013, like technology was good then it was. You know?
Yeah, exactly. And also, if you want to go and watch the full video, the full like security footage video, we'll link that in the description. If you guys want to watch the whole CCTV footage that was released, we'll link that in the description. If you watch the full video, you can see like she was talking to someone. She was either talking to someone or something maybe, and the hotel gave the footage to the police, and they refused to release any more footage.
They wouldn't even get the CCTV of the corridor outside of the lift where she was walking under the lift. You can't see because they won't get the CCTV footage of it.
Yeah, just the lift. Like, personally, I think that the hotel must have had something to do with it, covering up the murder.
See, in part of the footage from the lift, that the door tries to, like, you know when you're in a lift and the door closes, but then if somebody presses the button, it opens it and wants to get in.
Yeah.
So that happened in part of the video. Some people think it was like a second lift that people were pressing so that it couldn't close, because she was pressing loads of buttons and like
Yeah.
it wasn't closing.
She was acting very strangely, like it was quite disturbing footage. Like it was, she obviously looked panicked, scared.
She was doing that thing, you know, where you press loads of buttons so that if anybody's following you, they don't know what floor you get off at because they're stopping it.
Yeah. She had bipolar disorder, and her roommates. I remember reading something saying that her roommates were. They made a couple complaints because she stayed in like a shared roommate. This is actually all at the Cecil Hotel, which we will say at the Cecil Hotel. We won't be drinking any water there.
No.
But we will be staying there in August.
Hopefully,
if it's open, we'll hopefully be staying there in August.
Because they're refurbishing it because it's called the Cecil Hotel.
Yeah, it's now called the Stay on Main.
Mm-hmm. And they've tried to like completely.
Yeah, they don't want it. They don't want the bad press. Like, she was in that tank before she was found. I think it's 20,
literally like
20 days.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way, there's no way you end up in the water tank by yourself with that heavy lid, manage to move it. Ruling it as an accidental drowning, I think, was only because they could not solve the case. They could not find who it was. So they ruled it as
And I wouldn't blame them either, because like the hotel wasn't helping at all.
Yeah. Let us know what you guys think. Do you think that this is a unsolved murder or an accidental drowning? I personally think it's an unsolved murder.
Probably the best unsolved murder. It was literally an accident.
Yeah. So guys, that's it for today's video.
If you guys like this style of top 5 video, let us know.
Yes, we'll definitely do more if you do like them. Please like and subscribe. Bye.
I don't know what this name is. This dude's called
No.
Yum Yum.